market open, and so we're getting ready to hop into the market open. We're listening to Coach in the background.
30,219. Did
You
you
got
do
an
that,
idea what we're
Randy?
doing? We're trading the YM. If you're new to us,
That
we're
would have
trading the
given you a
YM
much better
Dow futures contract.
room to operate.
And what we're
Next
trying to
time,
do
do that,
with
okay?
this is make sure that we're trying to stay on the same side as the institution most of the time when we take a trade. As we all know, the institutions are out there pushing around the market, and most of the time, the little guy, the retail trader, gets caught in the middle of that. So we do everything we can to prepare and make sure that we're on the same side as the institutions. And one of those things is the volatility number. We really look at how far the institutions should move the market for the day. It's a pretty unique thing, and helps us a lot. For instance, the volatility number today is 180. So we would expect any given move, not the little wiggles in the market, but any significant move to be about 180 points today. So we'll either look for a 180 point push up from the institutions, or we're going to look for a short that will last about 180 points after a reversal. So we'll wait for the markets. I'm actually short. We're actually short right now. We got short a little while ago, so we're holding on to this little short. And Coach is getting the rest of the numbers together right now. So we'll get rocking and rolling here in a couple minutes.
All right. How many are still short? We're already 42 points into this trade, guys. 31.42. We are still short. Lower your stop, Luis. Victor, you're still in there, right? Good job. Do you see Randy? And Bill? Whoa. Victor and Luis can stay in. Why can't you? If they can do it, you can do it. Just have the fortitude to do it. Put it over the swing point next time. Guys, the stop is really the swing point. Stops are swing points. The last swing point was right here. All right. Still, you did a good job. You got some profit anyway, right? Should have gotten at least 10 points. All right, manage next time. Just write down this. Manage it better. Manage my trade better. Let me ask you this. What about the M? You guys have to start taking M trades. What about this M right here at 159? Did you see that? You could have been short right there. Yeah, I know. No, we there's plenty of reasons. All right. Yeah, if I get stopped out, I'll be flat. If I get 59, I'll be flat. 0.59 is my final target.
Coach, I'm going to hold mine for a little bit, right?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
It's a great winner so far. And just put a trailing stop in there, Bill.
Alrighty, guys.
Just trail your winners.
Live. All right. As I was saying before, what we're doing, we're still short right now, holding this short. Guys, we're going to hold this short for as long as we can for now. No, the market's coming in like 5 minutes. Market open. So a lot of our members have a short on with their stop attached to the mid Bollinger Band with our 133 tick chart. That's the top right chart that you see on the screen. And so we're gonna ride that as long as it'll ride. I still got one contract left, so we're gonna let that go as long as it will. Probably get taken out on the open, but we are expecting a little bit of a push up on the open for them to drop it down. Actually, in our plan this morning, we've got kind of a two-way thought process. Either the institutions are going to be selling heavy straight into the open, or they're going to push it up. Probably about 180 points. That's our volatility number for the day. So probably about 180 points. They'll push it up, and we will patiently wait for them to do that. Some of our more advanced traders will probably take that push up as a long, and then reverse their position once we reach around the 180 point mark on the upside from the low, and then they'll short again from there. So we're definitely in a near-term downtrend. Per our definition, and we're in a little bit of a sideways momentum action, but clearly the selling is coming in. So we are clearly looking at some selling coming in. If you guys want to actually join our trade room and watch our calls live, you're welcome to go to libertytradingclub.com and start a 3-day trial. We charge you $10 to do that. You're welcome to do that. Plus, we are giving away a laptop this month. So if a trading laptop. So if you want to enter for a chance to win to do that, please do that. libertytradingclub.com/laptop giveaway. Alrighty, guys. So we're going to get into the open here, and I will nudge Coach here to kind of walk us through the open and let us know his thoughts. Give me 1 second.
Okay, everybody, we've got 2 minutes to the open. Everybody ready to make some more money again, just like yesterday. Yesterday, our plan was perfect. Okay, the plan was perfect. Get a perfect plan and trade it. Okay, obviously the euphoria of the Fed day yesterday has dissipated. So we're in, again, just to repeat the number, everybody have the numbers? 180 is the volatility number. All right, 180 is the volatility number. We shorted the break of 142 earlier, and you guys have done very well with that trade. Market's very weak. $59 is our next target, which is exactly 180 points from
holding tight on this short. We're holding tight.
Everybody ready? Start scaling out now. Start scaling out of that trade that we called 180 points higher.
Guys, again, a volatility number was 180 points. We
Woo.
have almost
We are
captured
open for
180
business.
on this
Okay,
short so
guys.
far. So for most people, that should be the trading day. If you got two
Now
contracts
remember,
short,
newer
$5
traders
a
in here,
point,
newer traders do
that's
not trade for the
$1,800.
first
Go
6
play
minutes.
golf. Go to the
Okay?
beach. Do something.
Newer
Start trading
traders do
before the
not
market even
trade
opens.
for the first 6
This
minutes.
is where most
Is
people
everybody
mess up.
flat at 59, the smaller accounts? Bill, are you out? 30,059 is our target. Great job. There'll be plenty of action later.
I am holding. I've been trading for a while. I've got plenty
Coach
of
Brian's
profit.
going to stay with it. He's got more of a swing trade on.
That's exactly right.
Basically, I only scalped it from 146. I scalped twice, guys. 30,219 at 30,219, which is the pivot. Remember, the R1 pivot, I got plus 27 points. Now, that's not a lot considering it went down 180 points. But again, it was pre-open. And then from 142, I just covered at 59. That's a good morning already, right? You guys can make a career out of this. And you can go to your regular job. We have people from California that they haven't even had breakfast yet, but they're making money. That's where we want to get you guys. All right?
Call it 150 points cap.
Yeah. Great trade, Coach.
Just a little 150 point scalp this morning. That's all.
Basically, I did 2 trades where you could have done 1, guys. Great job, Nick. But that's why I want you guys to use, first of all, we talked about this in class yesterday. Have a stop before you do the trade. So right now, for example, if I were going to have you go short right here at 70,
108
where would you
points.
put your stop?
That's silly. Nick did good.
Anyone? Come up with a stop. 176, right? No.
49.
170 is your swing point.
So as you guys
Gotta
can see,
look at your swing points, guys.
plenty
The
of
official
people,
stops. Now, yes, you can have money
still
management
learning
stops,
this.
but your stop has to be this spike up here. That has to be your stop. Maybe here, the white line, 128, but either 128 or there. So then you decide once you put your stop in. So I would
What we're
say
basically
put your
saying
stop
is if
in,
you're
right?
not
Put it at
already in the trade
127,
and you want to try to get in
and then
now,
you say,
you've got a lot more risk than
wow,
you had
going
had you
short at
entered the
one.
trade earlier.
What did I say?
This is why
70
we wait for
to
pullbacks.
127. That's too much risk. I won't take it. Does that make sense? You put the stop in first.
Bless me.
We're always getting
Still holding
questions.
this short.
I'm in
You
now.
guys
Where's
wanted to
your
go short
stop?
now. So if you were
You
short
should have
now,
known that before you did the
you should not be
trade.
trading first 6 minutes if you're new to the markets. Should not be trading. If you're not an expert trader, you should not be trading first 6 minutes.
I want to trade with my students. No, really, guys, if I tell you not to trade for 6 minutes, I'll go in there with you and not trade and show you that I can come up with trades. Great trades later on. But I could do it just like you guys can do it.
Another big issue that people have is they end up actually FOMO kicks in. Oh, I'm missing out. There's a big short right now. I'm missing out on. All of a sudden they jump in and the market turns around on them. And that's a big issue that people have is
that's how weak it is. Okay.
Is that fear of missing out, just trying to jump into a trade. And coach just said he's going to wait 6 minutes, just like our newbies. I'm already in a trade. I stayed short. I was 150 points up before the market opened, so just love my stop wide. I've only got one contract left though, so it's not not huge, but still good profits. And I'm going to ride this as long as it'll let it go. Again, if you're not in a trade, you got to look for a reason to get in a trade. You don't want to have that FOMO and just jump in anywhere. So you could have jumped in on this little tiny flag here on the 15 range. But again, knowing that your risk is probably about 100 points, that's a lot. So if you're using a smaller stop, which is what Coach was just talking about, 20 points, something like that, you have a high likelihood of getting stopped out. Just know that. You have to know that going into this and entering a short now. So, if say Ryan were with me and not in the trade, I would say look for a break of the little consolidation here, like now on the 15 range, to try to look to get enter short again, knowing that it's riskier than had you been in the trade earlier. That's the point that we're trying to make, is if you're trying to jump in a trade after the move's over, that's gambling. And
so I can go in now?
Yeah, you could
I'm in.
actually put a sell stop, but know that you've got a high likelihood of hitting a 20 tick stop loss before seeing profits.
I'm going counter trend this morning.
Yeah, right.
Oh, here we go.
There you go. And that's exactly what I was talking about. This is what's taking newbie stops out right now.
I actually did. I got 7 on that, but it's all sim. I can't.
7 ticks?
I can't stream and trade.
Did you catch the short this morning at least?
Nah, I was busy setting this up.
We had 100 and I'm still short, but before the market, about 150 points short.
Yeah, that would have driven me nuts a couple months ago, but patience is coming.
Yeah, and that's where most people, they see everybody making money, and all of a sudden they're like, I got to get in a trade. Boom, stopped out. Got to get in a trade. Boom, stopped out.
Yeah.
And you again, this is another point right here on where the HMA crossed on our 15 range chart. You could have tried to jump in short there. Again, you have to know that there's risk. The risk is your 20 point, 25 point stop loss, 10 point stop loss isn't really going to cut it in a scenario like this. So
I'll bring the coach back.
That's what you have to do.
Before you went into the trade, that's the key too. Always have a planned stop. And then you decide if you want to take the trade or not. Okay. 6 minutes are up. Let's get ready to trade. Smaller accounts. Bigger accounts trail your stop. The stop right now, guess where the stop is right now? Trailing stop. Who wants to give me the trailing stop on a trend trade here right now? Because that's the important part. If you're going to take a trade, better have the stop in mind.
67.
Where is the stop? Yep, 067. Now it's 59.
How did I know that?
Here's a short.
It's magic, right?
It's where it broke.
Huh?
Short again, short again, short again.
Yeah, that's it. So you could have gotten short.
Takes them off. See, I told you we'd get into it after 10 minutes.
It's like magic. So we should look for from that consolidation right below our moving averages, Ryan. We should
next target 927.
180 points.
Yeah.
Lower your stop.
So from 67, 180 points less.
I know you do. Order filled. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's because the it is not an arbitrary length of time. That's usually
how many took that? You guys took it in 6 minutes.
Battle it out.
How many took this trade?
All those institutional buy and sell orders to
I want to
flush
see
out.
hands, everybody.
And it gives you
No.
enough time for you to get that direction.
Anyone say no? All right. Everybody took it. Good job. Stop is break even now. Take half off, Kurt. Randy, half off. Stop to break even. Wherever you got in. I have no idea where you got in.
Still holding this one contract.
Those still short, bring your stop down to 30,048. Coach Brian, are you still there?
Yes, sir. Still holding that one contract.
Wonderful. Where are you bringing your stop? Mid Bollinger or elsewhere?
Yeah, mid Bollinger.
Oh,
So
man.
far in profits, I'm probably going to do a pull of Robert here a bit if it keeps moving down. Moving
Yeah,
down,
stay short forever. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
So let's talk about
I mean, the Bollinger can't keep up with the market declining.
either having my stop on the 89 exponential, which is the white line on the 133 tick chart, guys, or the mid Bollinger. Typically, when I get really far in profits, I just move it to the 89
Stay with it, guys.
average, just so the market can start do all its little wiggles and keep moving.
Everyone should be short somewhere around 991, right?
Either way, the market can go up, and I still capture 150 points. It can shoot straight up right now, and I've got 150 points. So I've just paid myself, and we say this a lot, guys. Pay yourself to stay in the trade, and that's basically what I'm doing right now. This is a bearish market. After the Fed, we kind of knew that the Fed would be a non-existent event. It did push the market up some, but nothing that was extravagant. I mean, we've been seeing 700 point sell-offs on a regular basis. A couple 100 point move up isn't really a huge deal. It's almost within
52. Wow, you really okay? You waited until this thing was already down. Bill, you got to sit, man. You got to come here. I'll show you how to trade. You got to sit with your hand on the mouse, and as soon as you see that setup, it broke 74. You waited 20 points.
That's where I tried to get you in at, Ryan.
You should be short. Everybody should be short. I called the trade. When I said short it, it was trading 993, guys. Who else got short a little bit better than 52?
Oh, good. Nick.
See, yeah, you lost 40 points waiting. You got to have your mouse right on the trigger point. We'll take half of it off. Yeah, this is a short, Matthew, because a market crash setup. It's called market crashing setup. You just go with the trend.
He just made that up, right?
Complete breakdown.
Is anytime you have a big move
And you
one
just
direction or
short
the
it.
other like this, typically you wait on that little flag that you see.
This one here was,
right
well,
where
this one was,
cross here is.
the only reason I
That's
went
a
in back
flag,
in at
really. Fair
991
flag.
is because we waited 6 minutes. I was short here.
Yeah, so that's like kind of like a bear flag there, and I was calling it out on the 15 range chart just simply because it was easier to see at the moment, and that's why we use different charts. So we can see different patterns easier. The 133 tick chart wasn't showing that flag pattern when the 15 range was showing that flag pattern at the same time, actually prior to it, and that gives you a good idea to. He's only on his 133 chart, but that gives you that little flag pattern. When you see the movement happening the way it's moving, those two candlesticks were bigger than any other previous candlestick, right? So then we could take that flag pattern and enter a sell stop below it, and again, like I said, your risk is on top of that flag pattern, so you're looking at a 25 point risk.
It's happening
really
again,
more than
right?
that. Yep. Well, I wouldn't go to the well more than once on a trade like this. So in defense of Matthew, the trade setup really was the bear flag, but in the event that we've already had 150 point sell off, 180 point sell off prior to the market. Oh yeah, it is happening again. Just happened. So you've got 180 point, 200 point sell off prior to open, and then you get another 100 point sell off. Yeah, you find a chance to get back in. Or 70 point sell off, you find a chance to get back in, and you don't just guess. You wait for that flag, and I'll let you turn coach back on.
Definitely, Bill, your stop's got to be a little lower than 50. So even if it's 30, you lock yourself in 20 points. I hope you have more than one contract. So now you can take one and just leave the other one.
I love how passionate he gets when he's coaching people. It's hilarious. Good.
We're going to 824. Remember, that was our target. Grandma's target is 29,824. Got to
Who in
start
the world
trading.
is
too.
Grandma?
Never going to get rich.
Grandma's good.
Don't you want to be like Elon
She's
Musk?
got some good targets.
Yeah.
Most people are stopped out. This guy that got in
All
late
right.
doesn't trust our trade calls. He's
I
got to be
just want a
stopped out
different
by now.
name. That's all. Musk.
So got my one
Elon
contract
Musk.
short.
Is this setting up a first touch?
For all you swing traders right now, your stop is
I doubt it.
979.
It's just too big of a
29,979 is your
discrepancy.
good job, Bill. That's the
If we
best
see
way
a
to do it.
true return, we're looking at a 180 point upside move before.
Now, is there anyone who's not in the trade? I don't mean someone just got out. Good job, Randy. Made up for that stop out.
That's right. All it takes is one trade.
That's called toughing it out. Okay, hi, Monica. All right, Monica, the first thing you would do is decide where would you put a stop. Yeah, got to look for another short now, right? Let them, first of all, what do we want to see? We want to see these stochastics come up a little bit. Look out. I mean, they've been pegged down here. Mr. Market has the opportunity to take some profits, right? Okay, so let's go stop hunting.
Stop.
Well, last swing up here is that one. Then there's another one here, right? 30,109, right?
Here we go.
Yeah, but before we get the setup, let's look for stops. 30,109, would that be one? So let's use that at least. Does everybody see where I'm getting that? This thing right there.
Does my sound better with the headset?
So,
Yeah,
you
it's
wanna
better.
short at
I didn't even think of
981?
that yesterday.
Nah.
I don't like things on my ears.
But maybe
Matt
near
actually
the first
slacked
touch
me.
roll, 74
He said,
to
"Tell Brian to get a headset,"
109
but I didn't
isn't
see it.
too bad, right? So put the stop in now. Actually, put your stop in now. Buy stop 109. Believe it or not, that's what I did before when the market was coming up here. When I thought I was going to short at the S1 pivot, here was the market was starting down here. Does everybody see this? I'm going to give you an idea of what I do. Now I was giving it some more leeway. So it was at 186. You see that? I didn't short there, but it looked like it was going down. And I said, if I would short at 186, I would want a 100-point stop. So I put 286 as a stop. Does everybody see what I did? That's how and I wasn't even in the trade yet. So I put 286 as a stop, and I left it there. And I said, all right, let's see what's going on. Oh, I'm not going to short that. Why am I going to short the 140? Did you see the breakdown to? But here's how you make a note of it. It broke down to where? It went down to 143, right? But I can't short it at 143 with a 286 stop. It's ridiculous. So what I did was wait. Then when it came up to 219, I said, you know what? I'll try one contract at 219. 286 stop isn't too bad. But guess what, guys? What did that do for me? Think about it. Think about this for a second. It let me know where support was. Do you see how I figured out the 142 stop?
Take notes, guys.
By not going
Take
short
notes.
at 143. Because my stop was too far, I let it come up, but then I still remembered. I said, you know what? Now, if it breaks 142, then it's going to tank. That's when I issued your 142 sell stop trade. Do you see how we did that? Now do you know? This trade was decided over here, not when it was coming down. And why would I do that? Would the stop be 286 then? No, because it's on its way down. We then would know where resistance was after the fact. It was at 238. That's still a 100-point trade.
Are you guys taking notes? Better be taking notes.
Yeah, I know. And trust me, coach, when I'll go into class, hey, how do you calculate the stop? Silence. So yeah, you got to look at your stops first. Now, while I'm BSing here, what's happening? The market is going up, right? It is going back
You guys
up.
out there online know how we got into a 108-point winner before the market opened. It's exactly how.
So remember, we said we'd put a stop at
I
109.
would say any
But
questions?
what happens if it doesn't get to exactly to the first touch roll? And let's
Ask
say
me
it comes up
questions
here
about that,
only,
Ryan.
and then starts back down. Well, then we could always use, even now, you got a swing point as a stop. I think it's a little too early to jump back in from the low, but it is a weak day, but I'm not going to do it. I'm waiting for Mr. Market to get a little overbought on what, and look at these Bollinger Bands. They're very wide. I want them to contract a little. Does everybody see that? The low one is coming up, high one's coming down. Yeah, something like an M. Yeah, exactly, Bill. So to me, let's face it, it's bearish, but somebody went short at 860 down there, at 960, they're down 100 points. They're down 130 points up here already. We know it could come up how much? See, remember, Coach said, remember the volatility. Let's see. The low.
It's amazing how that works.
See, lots of stuff go on. You have to think about it all the time. The low is 868. So it could go up 180 points. What's 868 plus 180? Then your stop becomes more reasonable, right? And isn't that amazing? It would be right near the first touch rule, wouldn't it?
Isn't that amazing?
So if it came up
We
here,
probably
it's a
would
lot
want-
closer to 109. But even better yet, as Bill just mentioned, what if it goes up here, comes down a little, goes back up, and then goes down? Then you've got an M after it hits your resistance, proving out your resistance. In other words, I'm telling you it's 48. What if the market doesn't agree with me? I don't get to choose
you
what the
can
market
use
does.
any stop
I'm
you
only
want,
suggesting from prior.
Ryan. Use any stop that you want, but you've got to understand that you have a higher probability of getting stopped out mid move than at the top or bottom of a swing point. 100-point stop versus so you'll get stopped out. You just know, so when I was saying earlier, if you're jumping in on that bear flag, 218 not bad. So basically you've got to look at where your risk is. So when coach is saying find your stop first, that's how much risk you have in a trade. If you're 100 points behind the trade, then you're 100, you have 100-point risk. That simple. So you wait for a swing point. So now if you were to go into a short, this last swing point below where coach was just pointing at is your risk. So it's no longer a 100-point stop. Point being is you can go into a trade with a 10-point stop. Just know that you're more likely to get stopped out with a 10-point stop than a 100-point stop due to the price action. There's a big movements happening in the market this morning, so you've got to take that in consideration. Now, again, if you time your trade appropriately, a 20-point stop is perfectly fine. Meaning that if we do what coach is saying and what Ryan has suggested, wait for a first touch rule, Now we can enter a trade with a 15-point stop and have a higher probability of not getting stopped out. So we're talking about the probability of being stopped out on smaller stops. That's what we're talking about, Brian. And what we try to teach people is high probability trading. And part of that is being able to be aware of the risk that you're taking before you get into any given trade. Did I say that pretty well, Ryan?
Yes, let me unmute. Yeah, I'm enjoying these streams because I'm learning from you too as you talk, getting a different perspective here than the head coach. So let's unmute him.
Got to push up a little bit. And again, this is what we're talking about regarding the 15 range bar. Let's say it comes up to the first touch rule and it's wavering there and you see it slowing down. That's when you can use a 15 range short signal to enter. And I hope that clears it up, because we were getting that this morning. The 15 range is a system all by itself. And that means we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 trades since 9:54. I don't think Coach Brian told you that. I don't think he said every time you see that, take a short, take a long, go on each bar. Yeah.
Just pressing buttons.
We have baseball bats. Choose your weapons, How about a hot poker? How about a cat? Trading cat will do it. Claws out. But yeah, guys, these are not
Matthew, that's how you mine Bitcoins. Doing exactly what you're doing.
Look, we got a buy signal in the 15 range. Yep, we just got a sell signal. All right, we'll wait for the next one. Maybe it'll be a buy signal. Hold on. Here we go. Watching, waiting. Wait. Oh, no, nothing yet. And now buy signal. There's another buy signal. You go crazy. This is not the 15 range signal system. All right, guys? It's only if you see your trade in lieu of a limit order. It replaces a limit order. So if you see a double bottom and you think the double bottom is going to hold, okay, and you say, oh, this looks like a double bottom. I wonder if it's going to go lower. Well, I don't know. And you see selling coming in, it's red, red, red. And all of a sudden you get a 15 range buy signal, then take it. Then that's confirmed, or it's trying to confirm your double bottom. Yeah, but Nick, that's where you want to use it in conjunction. And guess what? If you're wrong, you get out. That's what's good about it. But don't just like in the middle. Yeah, good look. You got all these buy signals, now. But you had a sell signal there. You had a buy signal. Actually, you had another sell signal there. And now buy signals, which is exactly what we're talking about. Isn't it amazing how we can go up?
All right, here we go.
180 points.
180 points. Magic. Didn't I say that? I think I said
How
that.
did that happen?
Yeah, it's that volatility number, man. And that gets released every morning,
So
right?
here, you don't have to go short at this price. You can say, hey,
So yeah, every morning the numbers, libertytradingclub.com/numbers, guys. And you definitely want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, click the like button. And if you click that little notification bell, you'll be notified whenever the coaches here go live.
Yep. And the great thing is that that's an institutional volatility number. It's something we actually pay for as a group, and it's extremely helpful, as you can see. I probably would nibble short now. Take a little nibble short. You could probably get 10, 20 ticks pretty easy. Or actually, we probably could have done it below the 15 range on the 15 range thing. So we may have been a little late here on that. So
yeah, I was running my mouth.
Yeah, I would say maybe at this point, same as before. Either short below that low there, or wait for the first touch rule. Yeah.
Bring the coach back.
you're still in a situation where you're running into this kind of resistance.
So anybody shorting below that little flag on the 15
Now you could wait for an M.
doing pretty good.
Aren't you guys happy you waited?
By the way, I'm flat. We got 200 points on that.
Imagine if you went short 50 ticks above the low. That's what I'm talking about. You go, hey, look, it just came up 50 ticks. I think I'll short it and I'll make another 50 when it comes down. And then all of a sudden it goes up another 130 points. You don't feel so good about getting in. It's better to go in here, like even now when these moving averages are starting in your direction. You still have a little conflict here. Does everybody see this? This one's going up. These are going down. I like to wait until this thing peaks out and starts down, and the stochastics. Then this follows on the next cycle, just like it did up here. Look at this Bollinger Band, guys. Made a new high, right? It was starting to run into resistance here. Does everybody see this resistance at 202? Went up to 202, 202. A little higher, and it broke out. What happens when it breaks out? All the shorts have to cover. As soon as the shorts have to cover,
What trade is that,
the
Ryan?
vultures swoop in. They say, we're right by the vultures. The newbies don't realize there's a resistance up here. So
I was checking email
now because they can't afford. If you're short at 190,
It's a classic fake out breakout
and it
we
goes
have.
to 217. You got to get out.
I was
So
going to
they
guess
see
that,
it,
but
they
I didn't want to get it
out,
wrong.
These guys know, all right, buy, little newbies, go ahead, panic.
okay.
You're going to buy. Now
This
I'll
is
sell. Thank you very much.
this is a
And that's what you're
trade we
looking
took
for.
this morning.
These kinds of
Fake out
trades.
breakout trade. Huge trade. It was great.
See how it rebounded from here and still going up now? So now you've got a market fighting with itself, trying to make a new high. If it doesn't and takes this out, then all of a sudden below 9.
Look at that. Luis got it right.
Like
I didn't even ask him.
949. Then more sellers should come in. The low is 949. 949, yeah, 949 is your double bottom.
So another little sell signal. We were late on with that. But should be a pretty good one here. We are starting to consolidate a bit, so I would
Watch
be,
your 2-minute stochastics.
Exactly right. As Coach said, just to recap what Coach just said, guys, we're waiting for, we're kind of waiting for.
Yeah, I love those fake out breakouts, Luis. I love them. Let the shorts be squeezed a little
Bringing that
bit.
in,
Mhm.
Brian.
Yeah,
Let
so
the
we're
shorts
looking for
be
that
squeezed
2-minute
a little.
stochastics there to get on up a little bit.
Let them
People that
suffer.
are short, that are still short, are starting to hurt now. So we're okay with that. I would imagine that we're not far from
2
the top
minutes,
half.
still pushing up.
So
Still
the
slogging
2-minute
along.
stochastics moving up a little bit.
So we're waiting on a short, right, Brian? Just for everybody watching.
What do you call
We're
this, too?
definitely
by the way?
waiting
Call
on a
this
short.
flag pattern, correct?
We are flagging out here on the 2-minute as well. And then we have a narrowing range on the 133 and 15 range. So
Bearish or bullish flag?
Dragon
odds
snout.
are, yeah, the narrowing dragon snout. That's exactly what it is. That's a Liberty Trading Club term. Basically, guys, we call it a narrowing dragon snout here, but it's just a
No,
narrowing of
and
the range.
here's how you identify
for
it.
a
It seems
triangle
bullish
form.
because the flag is going up.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that we're going to go over that the next lesson at night. Have a whole thing on flag patterns. The bull bear is determined by the trend, Monica. So when you have a downtrend, you're always going to
Make sure
have a
Matthew gets into that one.
bear-ish formation, and that would be in this case the bear flag.
So Matthew, please try to make it Monday night for the flag pattern class, and you'll know exactly why we were calling that short earlier.
I love that our members really like to learn this stuff. Yeah, so
Anyone
I would have
take
taken
this,
that other short. So funny how Coach and I think the same way.
49.
It's going to try that bottom again.
It's going to go through that bottom. There's
Think
no
so? Yeah.
that was resistance. Yeah, you look at previous days,
stop is
the previous
38
days chart.
right now.
Not a lot of.
Okay.
There's really not a lot.
38
there.
stop.
So, other than that even number that the market doesn't like.
Yeah, we pointed out that if
30,000.
this was a double bottom here, and if that breaks, it would take it short, and then this becomes a failed top, coming near our 48 point. I'm flat.
Easy
It's
trade.
2 off,
Easy
third
trade.
stopped in. Fill that.
Yeah, so what's probably going to happen is it's going to try to test the even number, and
39.
30,000 that is.
You can short it again on high ticks here, guys. Go in a little bit higher.
We're still looking for 20,008.
Yeah, no, I made
That's our institutional
$150 on that trade, Bill. You can't trade one contract. I mean, just spinning the wheels.
So,
Got to start trading.
we'll probably hit
2
that.
full contracts.
Usually, most days when
Good
we
job,
moves
Luis.
like this, we'll end up hitting that support number.
Think about it. Market moves 7 points, you make
Should be able to catch
$35.
up.
First one, 11 points, $50, right? And then your third contract, you put break even stop and you scratch that. Big difference.
It's a good little money management lesson in itself. If you're trying to trade one contract,
Or
Brian, you're out
if
there
you're
listening.
going to trade a micro mini, then you've got to sit with it for a couple of 100 points. It doesn't pay to be trading micro minis for 10 points. Think about it. It's $5.
It's funny, Brian. I've been trading one micro today. And I'm up 50.
Okay,
I'm
50
killing
bucks.
it. Huh?
Good. One
Yeah, I'm
micro
killing it.
being at $50 is huge.
I'm doing well, but I'm not
Gotta
doing
get you on multiple contracts.
Yeah, I'm too
Multiple
chicken.
contracts. It's too. You can't do money management without multiple contracts.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing about it is you can't have proper money management, guarantee profits. You're flipping a coin when you're using one contract.
Yeah.
But on the micros that's hard. If you're going to use 2 contracts on micros, you need to be at maybe 8 contracts on the micros, so you can have some profits to make up for those commissions, the offset net crazy commission. The micros are so loaded with commissions compared to the minis. It's you got to have. Basically, that's it. You're either one trade and let it run with that one micro. Here's a good lesson though, guys. If you're trading micros, you need to be doing less trades if you're using less micros, or if you're going to trade more with micros, you really should probably be using at least 6 to 8, 10 micros, because you need the profits to make up for the commissions that you're going to pay. Whereas on the minis, you can trade one mini and 5 points, 1 point, you've paid for commissions. Round trip.
Yeah, just so everybody
Easy.
knows, watching a mini gives you $5 a point, right, Brian? And then a micro
That's
can
right.
give you 50 cents a point. So
Yeah. Whereas the commissions are, on the micro, I don't know. It's different for different brokers, but NinjaTrader has something like this is a good probably first touch rule. See if it fails. If it doesn't fail, we'll get shorting pretty quick. So most people don't pay attention to that. The fact that even though some brokers are charged 30 cents per trade, so you're at 60 cents round trip on a micro, and that's one. So if you're scalping, that's a hard road to go down. It's really hard road to go down. Most people on the micros, most places are round trip. You're looking at close to $1 or $1.20 per contract. So that's you've got to really, really pick your setups very well. So let's look for this short here. Maybe I'm not going to short. I'm done trading for the day. By the way,
48.
I love
Yeah.
it when I can take one trade and be done for the day. So I'm going to sit here and give you some color commentary, but I would be short. I'm gonna mention that in the room.
Yeah, I'm in with my one micro.
Second target.
This is a great example of what
Boom.
Brian was asking. So Ryan could take a much less risk here if you put your mouse above the 89 where the first touch rule was there, Ryan. So he can take a lot less risk on that trade. The risk before was that
921 can be
previous
your
swing
final
point to the
target.
left. But our first touch rule allows him to take less risk getting into this trade because we know that if it's a failed first touch rule, then it's going to go higher. So
Love it.
right there where that M was that we just called the short out to the left, Ryan, that would have been your up to the left. That would have been your risk a little bit higher on that. Yeah, that swing point up there.
Order.
That would have been a
fill.
risk you would have taken. And
Now, how
following
many
a set of
people
rules
got
we
that
use
trade? Pretty
allow you
simple.
to patiently wait to get to that 89 exponential. Which
What's
will
the
act
first
like
thing you
resistance.
do?
And hopefully you're still in it, Ryan.
Put your stop in, right?
This is
How many
this-
people put their
probably gonna be a
stop
pretty
in
good trade.
first?
And I'd take your
Right.
stop. Take your stop to
Then
like
you
plus
take
10
the
profit
trade
right now.
Okay.
If you're still in it.
and just wait for the results.
But basically, he didn't have to take any more risk than maybe a few points above that 89 exponential.
Great job,
down.
everybody.
So, Brian, that's what we were talking about earlier. You have to understand the risk versus where your stop is.
No, I didn't
Hold
put
on to this
48
for a
as a
minute
stop.
longer,
I put
Brian.
the prior swing point right here.
Somewhere around.
Everybody see where you put your stop?
Somewhere around.
How many put their stop in?
Let's say just 20 points back.
30,010
Like over the HMA.
prior swing point. Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Good
So
job,
like 20
Monica.
points back. If this little push up fails, I would pull my stop to above it.
Can't lose that way. And then you got your first
Do it
touch rule
now.
entry, which is
Your
what?
stop right above that
61
little green wick, green candles
or
wick.
63? I got filled at 63.
Assuming you were in on a true first touch, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody know the first touch rule? How many people in this room do not know
Wait, give me flat here a
30,035?
second, if you're not already.
That's even better, but I don't want to risk that much.
Boom.
We originally had our stop
Yeah,
up
yeah,
here,
yeah.
but we didn't
Okay.
need to. Now these swing points have formed. Here was remember earlier, I know it was
That's
like 10 minutes ago, which is like the Jurassic era. Remember we had our first stop, we were doing this here. We said it would go to 48. The other swing point was here, correct? 3109. And then we said that's too much. So then 48 would have been our entry. Remember
All right,
this?
Bo.
Didn't go up there. Right? 180 points, right? Remember that? So, since it didn't go up, then we had this as the stop. The original stop would be on any short where? The original one, Denny is correct. 30,035. So if you're shorting in here, there's your stop. But we didn't short there. We were waiting for it to go higher. Right. So then the next swing, if you went short there, was where? If you shorted in here, your stop is 30,022, right? We didn't short there. Why didn't we short there? Well, why didn't I short there? Because I was
I'll give
waiting.
you a call later, Bo. Have a great
I wanted
day.
to see the 2 minutes start to cross. You see the 2 minute stochastics? Everybody see that? Just starting down. Okay. So where did we short? Here. So if you short here,
Yeah, we like to say it's paying ourselves to stay in the trade.
where's your stop?
Arden, we want to make sure that we are in first our entries. Your
30,
entries,
0,
so
1, 1,
we
right?
adjust, as Coach is saying, we're looking at where your stop should go first before you enter
Everybody
a
see
trade.
it?
It just helps
Now,
you with
you
higher
put that
probability
stop in
trades.
first. The stop goes in before the trade. Why? Please answer. Please know. Please read your notes.
Do you mean to answer,
And
Coach?
if not, make a note. I can't wait for the next client to come and sit next to me, because you will see how to make notes, because I will take the pen in your hand and like we'll both trace it out together until you have notes. You know your risk before you enter. So how did you do it? Did you do this trade, Rendell? And Nick, did you guys do this one? All right, Randell did not. Nick, did you do it? Okay, the other Nick did it. All right, Nick, did you put your stop in first? Yeah, both Nicks. Did you put your stop in first before you even entered at 63? Yeah, well, the ATM, see, that's the only thing. The ATM now that you're using, yes, you had to do that. But later on, you're going to do it yourself. So again, I'm not saying don't use the ATM. While you're using the ATM, just to get used to it, the ATM isn't going to go and find the swing point. You're going to have to do that. But the ATM starts you off thinking, yeah, you could do that. Yeah, the ATM will start. You can move the ATM.
That's exactly right, Bo.
You see?
That is exactly right.
The ATM gives you a stop. Now you have to deal with it. Perfect. I like that.
So you can actually, Bo, on all your long positions that you're in with your retirement account stuff, you can use those as your risk management on your shorting. For instance, how much have you lost in a certain, where's the last?
Yeah, once you have the ATM stop, then you're there. Now it might get stopped out. So the point is, the stop is in. The only problem with the ATM is if the stop will come in after. Here's where the only thing I don't like about that is you don't see the risk. Once you put, like right now, let's say you think, okay, I guess it's going to 011. Well, if it's going to go here to short that, my next stop would be here, 036. If you put your stop in at 036 right now, just a naked stop, cancel the ATM. If you just did that, you'd know what your risk is right now, and you'd go, ew, 78.
Don't want to take that trade.
36. Let's see. I don't know. 42 points. I don't like that. I want to short maybe 32 points. How about that? So then all of a sudden, instead of, what did I say, 78? You might have put it at 88. You'd put a sell limit at 88, knowing your stop now is only 32 points. That's what I mean about putting the stop in first. Yes, I understand. Once you go short, the stop is there, and then you can move it. But it's not the same as knowing. See, once you move it, in other words, you're stuck. You're already in that trade.
So that's
maybe
a great
you
thing
wouldn't
about.
have gone in it.
This is a great learning lesson
on
for
the
you guys.
ATM. Maybe
Take
you get
notes
filled
again.
at 68.
Definitely take
you see
notes.
where I'm coming
This
from?
is huge.
Then what are you going to do? Are you really going to move that stop 58 points away? That's when we start cheating. We go, well, I don't want to go that far. That's too much. I'll only make it 30 points. And then boom, you get stopped out at 30 points and it comes down now like it is now. And you go, oh no. So having a real stop defined by Mr. Market. See, Mr. Market is the boss. Mr. Market said, whoever came in at 30,011, they limited, they put a ceiling there. Whoever it was starting to sell here, couldn't get any more, so had to sell here. Do you see why these three highs are there? Shorted here. Oh, great. This is cool. I'll short some more up here. Nope, I can't get it. I better go in more. I got to get filled lower. I got to get into this thing. So they have to sell. Well, now they're in, and then it goes down. Now they're starting to take profits. So, yeah, and see, Nick, that's what's good about it. You then have the option, since you have more space, to decide, maybe I only want to take 10 points on this thing. You know, you go, I'm green on the day. Let's say you're trading 2 contracts. You got 10 points on both of them. You go, you know what? Quick $100 in 45 seconds. Let me get out of here. I'll just.
Well, one more time, guys. If you guys aren't taking notes at this point, I'm going to ship my foot to you, and you guys know what to do with it.
Yeah. And my T-shirt that's blue. My dark blue T-shirt. Yeah,
Take
I
notes.
mean,
even for you guys out there online,
because
if you're not taking notes, it's
I hear a
silly.
lot of you, you know, and
you're
I'll see
listening
it.
to a
And
former
they send-
Goldman Sachs trader here.
You know, all of a sudden you say,
Listen, pay
you know
attention.
what? I did the same trade. I had a 31-point stop. I did get stopped out on the trade. I lost 31 points, and you know, Joe Trader lost 57 points. How is that? Well, that person didn't have the stop in advance. Yeah, Nick, basically what we're talking about, Nick, is, and you can put your notes, the importance of putting actually the stop in first, or at least draw the line. How about that? Let's, we'll work with you right in the beginning, when you never use stops in your life. And you talk to Coach Wilbur or Coach Brian, and he says, remember, we're going to have you put 25-point stop in your ATM. Here's how you do it. Click, click, click. That's because you've never used stops. And all of a sudden now you do a trade and there's a stop on there. Well, that, after about 100 of those trades, you're going to start saying, you know what? I got to deal with this. You may not like it because you'll get stopped out, but with all the 25-point stops that you take, that the trade ultimately works, think of how many 200-point stops you don't suffer through.
Bingo.
So the stop should go in first as a reference point, or at least a line. Like right now, yeah, if you were short, you're probably going to get stopped out at 30.11. I'm not short, right? Also, stochastics are moving up. Yeah, imagine yesterday imagine a 600-point stop, 500-point stop. Right. On the other hand, the 20 is going to get stopped out, but it's still better instantly, and that'll warn you, right? If you do a trade, the good thing about it, either way, there's nothing bad about it. Nothing bad. You say, yeah, how would you like to? Yeah, I'd rather lose $100 than 300.
Bingo.
And if I do a trade, even like yesterday, and get stopped out immediately, what does that tell me?
I think,
Isn't that
I think
information?
Ryan's
What does
dog
that tell
is
you?
scanning through the
Market's
message
moving
list.
too fast. Don't trade it. That's all. You paid $100 for information, and you say, "I'll come back tomorrow
And that's where
and
people
make that money back."
that's where people go
Today,
wrong a
anyone
lot.
could have made any. How
Is
many
they
people
take a
read
stop
yesterday
loss as a
even
personal
slightly read,
indictment on
and now
themselves
made
and their
it back
decision making.
today?
No, it's not. It's just the fact that you could have the best setup in the world, and even
Today's
some of our
one
trade
moment.
setups, we've got traders that are doing 80% positive trades. They still have losing trades,
Yeah,
and you
you
have
missed
to
a
take
roller
that
coaster
as an
yesterday.
information. You have to take that as information where you've
Still red.
learned that the
Well,
market
now,
didn't want
Monica,
to
were
turn
you
at that point,
were
whether
you
you're short or
trading
long.
yesterday? How many trades?
So now, look at this. You could take an easier short, whether the market goes up or down now. The risk on this short is very minimal. You look at your swing points. You could take a short now, really easy. Even if you get stopped out, you know it's not a lot of risk. Let me say something.
Exactly. That's a great example. When everyone here, if you rode a bike and your father or mother put training wheels on, hopefully now that you're in a motorcycle gang, you don't keep those training wheels on.
Did that go through on
Hey,
your
Mad
side?
Dog,
Ryan?
how you doing? Yeah, man, cool bit, man. Yeah, we're gonna go.
That's okay.
Well, what's that? Oh, it's my training
At
wheels.
least the guys in the room heard it.
You still have training wheels? Well, my dad put them on, and he said you better keep them on, or you'll scuff your knees. Okay, but
I didn't have it
Hell's
unmuted.
Angels now.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
I'll give you
but,
the I'll give you the sign next
I don't
time.
want my daddy to hit me. You take them off usually when you learn.
I'm busy trying to find a trade.
No more
Okay.
trading.
Here,
There's no trades right now.
I need another trade.
here they come over
There's
here.
no-
Here it is.
Need another one. Just give me one more taste. Just give me one more taste. Tell you what, if that's the other thing. You've got to treat.
Yesterday was long.
People come in and start pressing
overnight.
buttons. You don't treat it as a profession.
Where was my stop? 50.
A surgeon's not constantly saying, "I gotta have another
Yeah.
surgery. Gotta have another."
Oh
surgery.
man, you want to see yesterday what I did?
They're waiting for the surgery.
This is cool.
That they're.
I mean,
That they're
I went long.
Orthopedic
here.
surgeon's not going to be
First touch roll, right?
brain
Last
surgery.
night. Just show you here. Here's a trade. How many are going to do this? I was really getting
I'm
PO'd at
interested to see what
myself.
Coach has.
I wound up making $60. Right here. Where's my stop? All right, here. I'm going to buy the first touch roll. Where's my stop?
Now, again, guys, when he's saying stop, he
Good.
means the amount of risk you're taking.
Good practice for you. Last night, after the market reopened.
Hope you guys understand that. He's talking about the amount of risk in any given trade.
Oh, no, this is not last night yet. Hold on. This is it. I knew it was the first touch roll.
And so what I think you may have stepped away for, Ryan, and some of the guys here.
Put the bid in at
if you're listening,
30,000.
Recap, we're saying that's not where your stop should start. That's where you should identify. I know the last time the market turned in price, changed direction in price is this point. And if you know that, then you're able to visually look at your entry and say, okay, this is a lot of risk in this trade. But you got to have a premise. You've got to have a reason. And so Coach's reasoning in this trade was a first touch rule. One of our trade setups, Bo, I need you to log in to Liberty Trading Club. I know you started your trial with us. Log in, go through that first touch rule video. You'll have a good reasoning on that, and then you'll be able to take this risk management training that we're talking about this morning, which is amazing, and really be able to put the pieces of the puzzle together and understand what we're talking about here.
I'm going long at 30,799. Yeah, 580 though is pretty far.
Oh, I think I see what's happening.
Anybody else?
What's up?
I think what's happening is I'm talking, maybe going through your.
Denny says 760.
and it looks like I can see
Yeah,
the,
you're close.
you know
All
how it
right,
does the little
Andy says
volume bars
757.
next to the name. I think I can do it
Okay,
myself.
this is critical. I want to show you
That's
something.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I might have to
Okay, here-
get a headset too. That's probably the issue.
Does everybody
Yeah.
see the low there
Okay.
of this bar?
I thought it was me. That's why I put the two computers.
That's exactly where I had my stop. So I put it in there.
I'll grab one tomorrow.
But you guys, 57, I know one thing.
Oh, there's a good spot.
That's why there's the target, right? So 51 is the low. I put my stop at 50. I went long at 99. Then I added. Whoa.
Whoa.
Look how close it came. I was annoyed. You know why I was annoyed? I knew I was going to get stopped out. And what am I doing fooling around at night when there was no volume? And here I'm going to lose like 40,
What was
50
he doing
points.
for?
50 points. Right? And then I did 3 contracts scaled down. All of them, the whole stop there is 750. And the low was 754. Didn't move the stop. No, I couldn't move it. I was losing money. I wanted to practice discipline. And like a newbie, guess where I sold everything? 817. Sold it right here when it came back up. So you do have to look for these swing points. And I put the stop in advance. And I did that, and I said, you know what? I'm going to
And
do
also
one,
keep in mind, guys,
and
Coach has
because
been
I want to
trading
practice what I
for
preach.
a
And
long
tomorrow I'll
time,
explain
almost
that.
40 years.
And that's what we've been
here,
doing today. So again,
what we try to do is take some advanced trading and simplify it, put it in a set of rules for you guys, and make it simple and straightforward. If you want to start your trial with Liberty Trading Club, go to libertytradingclub.com. Am I right, Ryan? We think it's just $10 to get a 3-day trial. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, you have full access to all the trainings, the tutorials inside, and full access to the room. So not only this morning session that we stream for you from, say about 9 to 10 a.m., you can come in at 7 a.m. We go till about noon, right, Brian? And then take a break for class for people who are on the class. And then we have the whole afternoon session too. So you get unlimited access to that for three days.
And the evening class, Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
So you're able to get a lot of participation in. We'll actually throw in a coaching session to answer any questions. Our coaches are amazing. Tara, Wilbur, Robert, I guess me.
Yeah, you're in
coach. And these are people who are trading profitably on a regular basis and coaching people into being profitable traders. So you can get a session with one of our coaches for $10, 3 days, get to see what we do. And guys, it's, if you want to be a member, it's just $99 a month. So that's what a lot of people go towards. So what we're going to do is I think Coach will end up recapping the morning here, and we'll probably sign off. Sound good to you, Ryan?
Yeah, sounds good. I'm going to drop off camera, and we'll let the coach recap.
Yep. We'll let Coach recap, and we'll drop off. Thank you.
boom. 2 trades. You're done for the morning. So my question, if you ever sent me your trades, what did you do? What did you do to lose money? Not yelling at you, but the market will take your money and won't teach you this. The market will just say, order filled. Order filled. And it won't say why. What did you do? Did you record your trades, the 3 that you took? I just want to know what trades you took and what method or what you did, since you didn't take the trades we called. Did you keep a record of it? Okay, just tell me what time, what 3 trades. You don't have to send them to me, although it'd be better if you sent your trades, because that's what makes the difference between people winning and losing. By the way, if you didn't do this at Goldman Sachs, you'd be fired. Like if I were your supervisor today, say, all right, let me see your trades. I don't know. Boom, you're out the door. That's it. No questions. You lost the job.
And coach, is it amazing that the people who do turn in their trade logs typically start becoming successful?
Yeah.
And actually profitable on a daily basis?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Buy at 9:07. Okay.
Got a couple questions here. If you could recap, kind of what we were thinking going into the open and kind of the trades we took. And somebody was wondering, like, if you could review one more time how to re-enter that short after the open.
Today. Okay. Yep. Let's go back to today. So we'll go over this another time, Monica. I'm not trying to put you too much on the spot. And remember, the market will put you on more of a spot than I could ever possibly do. All right. Let's go after the open, not the 8:30 trades or anything like that, guys, right? We want to know what to do after 9:36. Here's
Well, I did have one question, just if you could review what the plan was coming into the open.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Yeah, the plan today, guys, was to short rallies of at least 180 points. In other words, we start with our volatility,
guys, and we're going to call it.
The volatility, as we calculated before the open, was 180 points. So any 180 point rally, we're looking to short. That's the first theme. The second then is, since we are in a downtrend, the only trend that was up by 9 o'clock was the 15-minute chart. So hopefully our first plan was to try to short around 219. All right. After the market opened, what we first put out is anyone looking to short, put limit orders at 219. Never got filled, never came close to getting short there. So we go to plan B. It's like, okay, we're not going to be deer in the headlight and say, well, it didn't fill me. So now how do we get into trades after 9:30 when the market's moving up? All right. Well, the first one that happened is 9:31. And again, we separate successful traders who've been with us for a while, taken the courses, and are allowed to trade before 9:36 a.m. Okay. So there's 2 kinds of traders. If somebody says, I've been trading for 5 years, I love the idea of adding to my repertoire of setups. Great. You could have been short where Coach Brian went short, which was as the market went down, he shorted here, which was 9 o'clock. That's where some of us did trade. So we got short on what's called the first touch rule. All right. For more experienced traders who've taken our course, the Taras, Nick, you'll be in there too. You'll be in that group, right? Wilbur, Ryan, who else? Mike, Jeremy, right? Tony's here today, Dan, all these guys, they can trade anytime we're open. All right. But now what does the newer trader do? Number one, waits for 9:36. All right. And 9:36 comes up. Here it is. We have a support built in. As soon as 9:36 comes in, we see what? We see a high stochastic reading and the market trying to go up. So our first trade was to put a limit order at the first touch roll, 30,055. Didn't get filled. On the other hand, we put a sell stop. We put 2 orders in below the swing low. And that was the first one that I called anyway. Where's my data box? There it is. So we got high stochastics, market coming up. Hopefully it's going to go up there. It doesn't. But as soon as it breaks the low of this bar, support bar, 975 on double bottom. Remember I said it was a double bottom, 975. We put a sell stop at 974. Okay. This is like an emergency M if you think about it, right? Up here, right down there. It never got back up. And it happened so quickly, 133 ticks, that it didn't have time to expand. So that was our first great trade for the newer trader. And that, of course, tanked. Then we were waiting for
Patiently
another
waiting.
high stochastics. That's all we were doing, waiting for high stochastic, because it never gave us anything close to the first touch roll. And then we got a new target down toward this 875 level. So again, another short on high stochastics when the market hooked. You could also use the upper Bollinger Band. At that point, once it was upper Bollinger, we then suggested using the 15 range as an entry. So that one was done again at 9:43. If you look at this one an hour ago, same chart. Comes up here, right? I'm not going to move the data box around. 938 is the high. The low is 923 on this one. It opens, right, at 922. So there's a short there at 922. Went all the way down to 868. Nice, 60-point runner on the downside. And then most people should be done for the day already. And then all we did was wait for the next M trade, which we got basically right in here. Now, if anyone did a first touch roll, we were saying not do the first touch roll because the stops would have been too far. And that's it. And it brings us to right now. $10.30 reversal. I don't know if anyone took that one. 30,055. Got over 100 points on that.
While we're reviewing, we missed a little short
Anybody
here.
take the 10.30 reversal short?
Alrighty, guys. We're gonna wrap it up for the day. If
Yeah,
if you
me
have any
too.
questions,
I mean,
join us at
I've got a great morning.
libertytradingclub.com.
That's why we're teaching.
Join the club.info.
Most of it-
You can start a 3-day trial. And I think it's $10. If you have any questions, chat us on Facebook, send us a message on Facebook. I think we can give you a sneak peek for a day if you'd like. Before starting a trial, we're happy to do that. Also, we are giving away a trading laptop. Anybody who starts a trial now can enter to win a trading laptop. Alrighty, guys, that's how you navigate the open. That's how you make money in the open. That's how you make money pre-markets. If you want to see us trade before the market opens, join us at libertytradingclub.com. And typically around 8 a.m. Eastern to 8:30 a.m. Eastern every day, we start trading. And just like today, we were well into profits before the market even opened. So if you're looking at trading before going to work or something like that, we are here and we're doing it. All righty, guys, have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow morning.